my way out of Twitter. But that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about my gift guides. So I thought that this would be a fun project to do on the live stream. Basically, I have several different gift guides. And I discovered last year that my people who work from home gift guide does very well. Now, I assume I'm going to have some pretty stiff competition here this year, given the global pandemic. But I do want to update all of this, and I want to show you that process. So I'm going to log into WordPress, and then I'll go back to the gift guides. Refresh. So the first thing I'm going to do on this page is I'm probably going to convert this page to a Beaver Builder page and make it look a lot nicer. So I'm going to get rid of the Pipe Smokers gift guide. This is one that my friend Jim put together. That did okay for a while, but it hasn't been updated in a while. Gifts for people who love pens. So this is a new one I put together because I kept getting asked about pens. Like, people kept asking me, what pen should I get? I want to get something fancy. So I put together a pen gift guide, essentially, with things I like, upgrade picks and things like that. So this is very new, September 2020. So this is going to remain the way it is. And I will updated, say, September 2020. And then I'm going to update these other two gift guides. So, again, maybe I should get my, give me 1 second. I'm going to grab my SwitchPod. Okay, so I'm going to plug in my phone. Well, my phone's already plugged in, but I want to give you a bird's eye view of how I do this. I think at least some people will find this somewhat interesting, maybe. So what I'm going to do here, I'll turn on my phone. I'll open up Filmic, right? That's the app that I recommended on the last live stream. And I'll use that as a camera. So tap to make that go away. And then I can switch back to this view. Now, I don't know if I can get a good picture-in-picture going here. So I'll probably just kind of switch back and forth between these two things. But what I like to do, and I can show you what I've done already, is I keep a notebook on my desk at all times. It's right here. It's a Rhodia notebook. It's recommended in the pen gift guide, as is this pen, the Platinum 3776. Really nice pen. So, excuse me. You can see that, you probably can't see anything. This is probably completely illegible to you. But I've already done this for the work from home gift guide. I will go through the gift guide and I'll see what is there and what needs to be updated. So if I switch back to the shared screen view and get this out of the way, maybe I'll put that right there. Okay. So I'll save this page. We'll go back to it. So the people who work from home gift guide. This is a big one. I put a lot of effort into this one last year because of how popular it was. So I created a table of contents with all sorts of stuff. And again, this was all done last year. So there are some changes I want to make. I want to add a couple more alternative options for cameras because I know that those are in high demand right now. I'm going to put my microphone a little closer to my face. Okay. I know they're in high demand right now. The same thing with the microphone. I'll probably add a couple of alternatives here, including a headset. This was not something that I recommended last year because I don't really use a headset. I use it for my LinkedIn Learning courses, but in general, I don't really use one. But I know that that's really helpful for a lot of people who are now working from home. I'm going to get rid of this opt-in. This doesn't do very well for me. I don't think it's worth having it take up space on the gift guide. And I'm going to get rid of this calendar too. So I'm probably going to add a couple of journals here. My process has changed. I have an analog tools link that I wrote up earlier this year. So I'll probably link to the products I mentioned there. So that is for productivity tools and for recording and stuff like that. For comforts of home, I don't think that this is really going to change, except for I'm going to add Yes Please Coffee. I'm going to add them because not only are they a sponsor of my podcast, but I've also been drinking them and Rook coffee pretty much exclusively. So that's the only coffee that we keep in the house is Rook and Yes Please, and we usually switch between them. So I'll probably get rid of the other ones, and the Drift Away, I don't even know if this is still a thing, come to think of it, but okay, it is. But this is kind of in direct competition of Yes Please, and I'll recommend Yes Please over Drift Away. So that's this section. Again, not too much really needs to change for the coffee section except for that. Clothes, I'll probably update the clothes. I made a note that this doesn't really need to change, but for the office, I want to add a new ergonomics section. And the reason I want to do that is because, again, a lot of people are working from home for the first time. They probably don't have ergonomics in mind. My chair is the steel case gesture. I have a standing desk. I have a standing mat. This is all stuff I want to make sure I have so that I'm comfortable because I'm always in this desk. But a lot of people are probably like sitting at their kitchen or dining room table at a stool hunched over. So I'll probably add an ergonomics section where I highlight the desk and the chair and then a way to elevate your monitor. I think that's also really important so that you're not like hunched over like this. And I'll probably drop a couple of recommended ergonomic keyboards in there as well. The automation section, I kind of just threw this in there last year because I'm generally interested in it. And I'm going to expand upon it because now I have like a whole bunch of smart devices, right? I have like the smart lights that can go on and off. I've got my Philips Hue lights that change colors with my Stream Deck. So I'll probably recommend a whole bunch of stuff off of this list. Just because, not only because it's cool, but also it's probably super helpful, right? So, things like automating your office with lighting and things like that can be helpful, especially if you work from home. I know that there are some things that are like visual cues for people. So like at 5:30, like my lights will turn red, and that's a reminder to wrap things up, like stop working and go see your family. So that is the automation section. And then tech section's pretty good. I'm probably going to replace the headphones with my current noise canceling headphones. Backup and storage. This is still the same backup and storage. I might link my YouTube video here just to kind of walk through my process. Smartphone gear needs to get updated because there are new iPhones out with MagSafe and things like that. And then I'm going to get rid of the notebooks and pens. The iPad accessory, I don't use the Bridge keyboard anymore. I use the Magic keyboard for iPad. Notebooks and pens, that can go because I have a whole guide on that. The bags, this is good. I'll probably replace the eBags Professional laptop backpack, or maybe I won't. But I have a couple of new things here that I might recommend over what's currently here. This travel grid has been great. I still use it, but I still use this at home. but I bought a new one that I use. I bought it before travel season this year, so I haven't been able to use it. But I shouldn't say that. I've been able to use it lightly when I go visit my parents and stuff like that, and that's worked out pretty good. Extra power. This is rock solid. Basically anything by Anchor. And then there's the relaxing at home stuff. I have some notes that maybe I will add HBO Max here. And I think I would love feedback on this. But I think for the time being, I'm going to hide the get out of the house section. Not necessarily because like we're never going to be able to leave the house again, but if you're looking for stuff for the scope of this is it. The scope of this page has changed. So the scope of this page used to be people who work from home, period, like all the time. And for that, it was like a get out of the house sometimes, right? Like you shouldn't never leave your house. But now the scope has changed a little bit to people who have to work from home now. And so I wanted to focus mostly on how can you make working at home a more enjoyable experience. I hope that makes sense. So that's what I did here, walking through that. If I go back, so now what I'll do is I'll get a clean page for the podcaster's gift guide. So I'm just going to talk through my process here. The microphone, ATR 2100, Blue Yeti, and the Rode Pod mic. Those things are still the things I recommend. Pop filter, shock mount. I'll probably add a boom arm. So let's see, podcast gift guide, write it in my notebook, boom arm accessory. But for the most part, this is rock solid, right? Every podcaster needs hosting. I am going to remove Libsyn and add Anchor, I think. That'll be like a soft, don't really use Anchor, but if you like can't spend any money, use Anchor. I'm going to remove Libsyn. I'm on Castos now. I'm all in on Castos. And then for hosting, I have SiteGround here, but I think I'm going to add Hostinger, sorry. Hostinger, which is my new podcast sponsor. But I've been trying them out, and if you pay in advance, you can get hosting really cheap, like 99 cents a month. Oh wow, hey, Castos is here. Hey guys, I assume it's Matt. Hey Matt. Or whoever is personing the YouTube account right now. Yeah, Castos. I recommend them. They're great. They show up to my live stream. I appreciate that. So I'm gonna add Hostinger because not just because they're a sponsor, but because I've tried them out and it was really fast to set up a WordPress site. They use a lot of tools that a lot of other podcasters use. They use Astra, which I recommend in my podcast course, and Elementor, which works well with Second Line Themes, which is a podcasting theme company. So I think I'm going to add Hostinger there just to give some variety and things like that. I have my online course. This seems like I'm like shelling a little bit or shilling. It seems like I'm shamelessly self-promoting, and I am a little bit, but like I put a lot of effort into this course and I really think it's helpful. So I'll keep that there. Great upgrades. XLR mic. There's the Rode Procaster as well. I'll probably add a couple more. I know the Heil is a popular one. The Heil PR40 maybe. And so there's a couple that are also good, and like the Shure SM7B is one a lot of people use. It's also like $400. So I'll probably actually, the Rode Pod mic is an XLR mic. So maybe I'll add that here because it's not really a great beginner microphone if you need an interface, right? I would say a beginner microphone is a USB microphone. So Focusrite Scarlett Solo, that's always going to be the first interface I recommend for people. It's a really good price. It's easy to use. It's like battle born or worn or whatever. You know, it's been through the ringer with podcasters. And then a few other helpful pro setup things. The preamp, I'll probably keep the UA Aero, but I'm going to add the Rodecaster Pro to it, which is the board that I'm currently using. So this is the one that I demoed in last week's live stream. So that is the one that I've been using for a while now, and I'm a big fan of it. I think that it is easier to use than the Universal Audio Aero. I was lucky enough to have a friend and mentor help me out with the UA Aero, but I've been really happy with the Rodecaster Pro. You know, just like the 4 inputs, the soundboard, the enough processing to make it easy for even people like me who don't really know what they're doing when it comes to audio engineering. Like, I read a 101 book, but I'm not an expert. So the Rodecaster Pro is definitely going on there for the upgrade pick. And then I linked to a couple of other preamps, so that's good. And then here, I think I'm going to, first of all, I don't know why I use like this ugly green color last year. It's like green, like this is probably not accessible, first of all. I'll probably just change this to like a dark gray or black. Just let's make it easy for you. I'll make this separate columns, but I think this is a really good section, right? For beginners, the upgraded setup, and then my setup. And then I link to kit.co. If you've never heard of kit.co, it's a great website that lets you, you put in your affiliate codes, right? So like for Amazon, I put in my Amazon affiliate tag, and then you put together a kit, and it makes it very easy for people to just click and go to Amazon, and they can see what you're recommending. So this is my exact setup. I'll link to this in the description for this video after we're all done here, but I have a few kits, and they do. My affiliate links have been doing very well this year, and I assume it's thanks to kit.co, because like these are searchable and indexed. I did a little bit of research into this, and they make money because they will insert affiliate links for places where you don't have an affiliate link. So, for example, if I choose a product from B&H Photo, I don't have a B&H Photo affiliate link. So they use theirs. I think that's totally reasonable. I'll use Amazon whenever I can because that's the affiliate link that I have. But I think that's great. So walking through this, there's not a lot I need to update, right? I'll remove Rode PodMic and move it down to the upgrade pick. Even though Rode wants you to know that like this is the microphone you should use if you're a beginner. But I have one, and there's no USB port. So if you need an interface, I think that's already an upgrade pick. So I'll flesh this out a little bit, and I'll probably add a link to the top here that says like, want me to just spell it out for you, or let's make it easy for you. Want me to spell it out for you is like mean-spirited. I didn't mean it that way. And I'll make this a lot clearer. I'll probably embed the kits right on the page. I can do that with the kit.co WordPress plugin. So let me do that now that I've walked through that process. So let's start with the podcaster one because it is going to be a little bit easier. This is a Beaver Builder page. So I'm going to change this to 2020 podcast gift guide. And then I have a little preamble here. So I'm going to remove the Rode Pod mic. Blue Yeti is probably the second one I would recommend, but I'm going to grab you know what? I don't need a third option. So I'll say alternative Blue Yeti. I lean towards the ATR 2100 most of the time. Okay. And then here I want to add a boom arm, right? So a boom arm. This will keep the mic out of your way. And I recommend the newer boom arm. It's like $13 in most cases. If you are using the Blue Yeti, then you need something stronger because the Blue Yeti is like 1,000 pounds. So I forget if I have this boom arm added, but I'm going to search boom arm. Just arm. Newer. Nope. So I use a plugin called Thirsty Affiliates here. Super great. Will auto link a lot of things for me. So I don't have that, so I'm going to head over to Amazon. You'll be able to see what I've been looking at, like the blah. If you're a football fan and you're a Giants fan, we're both sorry together, I guess, because they're terrible. Newer boom arm. Okay. And I got to find the right one. Adjustable arm, $13. I have that. That's actually what this microphone is on, is this very boom arm. So I'm not just picking the cheapie because it's cheap. It works well for a lot of microphones. Boom arm. I'll say newer boom arm. Newer? It must be newer. Newer. Boom arm. Link category gear. And of course I had my cursor in the wrong spot, I guess. Curses. But now, newer. Great. Okay, so boom arm added. Every podcaster needs. I'm going to get rid of Libsyn. And you know what? I'm not even going to recommend Anchor here because, first of all, you can't gift Anchor. You can't gift a free thing. I heard about it. And then hosting. Solid hosting is good. Solid general hosting. If you're going to have your own website, especially WordPress for your podcast. So I'm going to say solid general hosting is important. I recommend 2 and SiteGround and Hostinger. Font size isn't following me. Hostinger, fix that link. All right, and I might put a little bit more thought into this. I might do like a comparison page or something like that. But for now, that's good. I'll get rid of this image. Audio hosting service. Great, affordable, easily integrates with WordPress. The only one I recommend. I know that's like a little bit of a turnaround from me recommending like Libsyn and other ones, but I I don't know. I've been on Libsyn for a bunch of years now, and they haven't changed at all. I mean, their website looks like a hot mess. Like even the admin, and this is the live stream, right? It's just me and the two people that are watching live right now. But I met, I think it was the CEO of Libsyn, or it was like some representative from the company, and he just kind of acted like his stuff doesn't stink. I didn't like that. Like, I wanted to talk to him, and he was like, yeah, we host, oh, okay. Thanks, man. Thanks for your time. You're at a trade show booth, and you don't want to talk to anybody because you think you're amazing. I get that Mike Rowe hosts his podcast with you, but what do you do? You're here to talk to people. Whatever. Don't get me wrong. I love Mike Rowe. The way I heard it, it's a great podcast. You should listen. But I don't know. It just left a bad taste in my mouth, I guess. And I'll add a heading here. Web hosting. Think that's a heading 3. How's it look? Good? Yeah. And I don't really know why I styled. I guess I wanted it to stand out. But there was the image there. So I'm going to do this. Equalize heights. And no background color. Still weird. I don't know why that's happening still. Did I do something? Did I break something? What's happening? Looks good. I used to have a a browser plugin thing that automatically inserted some markup into every text field. It was Social Pilot, and this drove me like absolutely bonkers. Because it was supposed to like automatically share stuff or whatever. And it like drove me absolutely crazy. I like couldn't believe like how poorly it was written. Like that it just did that. Because then I would have like random gaps on my page. And I'm like, do you assume that nobody who uses your product is a web developer? So anyway, yeah, that drove me crazy. This, I'm probably going to add a little bit of extra padding to the top and bottom here. Shout out to my friend Aaron Flynn, who showed me how much better things can look if you just add just a little bit more padding. And I'll keep that the same-ish. Just enough to make it stand out. Okay, so online course, podcast liftoff. And I want to link this to the landing page, which good, I am. Okay. So gear upgrades. I got the Rode Procaster Pro, the Rode Pod Mic. Rode, y'all need to get your house naming in order. Or your product naming house in order. Pod Mic. There we go. Thank you, Thirsty Affiliate. So yeah, I'm still going to recommend why is this so small? I'm still going to recommend the Shure SM7B for your upgrade, but I guess I'll make it clear that these are alternatives. So as I go through this, one of the other reasons that I'm updating these now is first of all, it's good to have them done early, like before Black Friday. I used to wait till like December, which was not long enough, and then I did Black Friday, and that I learned still was not good enough. And then I was like, maybe the beginning of December, and I I want my podcast episode. So I do a podcast episode for gift guides. That did extremely well last year, so I'm going to do it again. People love that kind of content, I guess. And so I wanted to have my gift guides ready for that. And so now here we are in mid to late October. I forgot to turn my toggle timer on. What am I going to do? Mid to late October, I'm updating these gift guides so that I can record my gift guide episode so that I can release that in the beginning of November. I'm going to turn this on. So new, actually, toggle. So just a quick aside here. I've been trying to time track better so that I know where I'm spending my time. Because I want to hire a virtual assistant. There's just like too much going on. What are we, like 45 minutes into this? 7:05. There's just too much going on for me right now. My wife is back at work, so I've been on dad duty on the days that she works. Because we have 2 kids now, and we are not ready to send our 3-month-old to daycare yet, and we're not even ready to send our 3-year-old back to daycare. And I have some flexibility, so I've been doing that. But as a result, I've been taking stock in the things that I do that I don't need to do at all. And so I want to hire a virtual assistant. Part of doing that the right way is time tracking so that I know where I'm spending my time and then what I don't really need to do. The gift guides and the live stream, obviously I need to be here for the live stream, but the gift guides I still want to do because they have that personal touch. But there's things like sponsor and guest outreach or research at least, where I can have a virtual assistant do that. Certainly like loading the episodes for each podcast into my website. I can have them do that, and just other things. I have some automation in place, but I think I'm ready for a virtual assistant. So, okay, anyway. These look good, the basics for any pro setup, and then the preamp / interface. So what I'm going to do is move this image here, and then I'm going to add a new let's see how this works. So I'm going to move this up because now we have a new section. And actually, yeah, so what I'm actually going to do is I'll keep this here, but I also want a new full section for the Rodecaster Pro. And I'll downgrade this from just button to link because the Rodecaster, I guess I don't really need to do that. So let's see. I'll add another 2-column John here. John is Philly speak for thing. And it's like one of the few Phillyisms that I really like. As a New Yorker, people from Philly think I talk weird. Because I say like coffee. Anyway. So let's see. I think I have an image of the Rodecaster Pro already. Let's find out. Rodecaster. No dice on that? Nope, so I'm going to have to go steal one from somewhere. Rodecaster Pro. I like to use the picture from wherever I'm linking to. That way it doesn't feel like I'm just like stealing artwork, right? Because, some of this stuff is subject to copyright and things like that. But since I'm using the image for marketing purposes, I'm not a lawyer. I should make that really clear. I'm not a lawyer. But, as far as I know, I'm using the product image to link to a product. So I think that's okay. I'm going to grab the Amazon affiliate link while I'm here. I use this little shelf app called Yoink. It's super great. I love it. So let's go back to the gift guide. Drop this image in here. Add Rodecaster Pro. Alt text will be the same. Rodecaster Pro. And then I'll select that. This doesn't need to be the full size. Probably doesn't need to be this size either, but that's what we're going to go with for now until I resize the images. And then I'm just going to duplicate this, move it up here. Duplicate this, move it up here. Rodecaster Pro. And I'm going to change the color of this one. I'll change the color of the other one to make it more muted. How about that? Maybe hit save when I do these things. Rodecaster Pro. Hit save. Great. And I'll change the color of this button to make it slightly more muted since this is not the one that I recommend anymore. Great. Okay. Now I need to come up with some words for the Rodecaster Pro. Interface and mixer I've been using for the last 6 months. It has 4 XLR inputs, a USB input, connects to your phone, and even has Bluetooth. The onboard audio processing is really where it's at. I should really do a full video on this because it's been really good and really important for me. Okay, and I might update this later, but for the rest of this stream, we'll say, I will go through and just update this. So let's create some strong contrast here. Okay. The link colors, they maybe should be a little bit lighter. Is that too light? Is that like obnoxious? That's okay. Okay. So let's make it easier for you. For beginners, let's make this a heading. Okay, that is a heading 2. Great, which means this is probably a heading 3. Microphone, ATR, accessory. You want this kit, get it here. Perfect. I want to embed this kit. So I do that. Gosh, how do I do that? It's a great question, Joe. Let's see. Is there a kit widget? That's a funny sounding thing. I don't remember. Okay, so let's go to the plugin. The plugin will show me how to do it. Settings. Tools. Did I disable this plugin? I don't think I did. It has I have kits embedded in posts. Kit. Yeah. Installation. Oh, they use O embed. There it is. I was like looking for a short code or something. So kit. Go to my kits. And well, I guess I could have clicked directly on that link. Can I undo? I've been out of here. Can I undo? I can't. Oh, I can actually see the live page still though. It's Good. Very professional here over in Casabona land. All right. Go here. Scroll all the way down. I do want this kit, so I'm going to click this, grab that link. I didn't even need to click. I could have just grabbed the link. And next thing I'm going to do is embed this kit. Super neat. So probably I don't even need these two things. I just have the embedded kit. Love it. Love it and like it. Wonderful. I'll do the same thing for the upgrade kit. And then this is good, right? Because then I don't need to update all of this in two places. I can just update the kit and know this page will get updated. Wonderful. Oh, I guess I should probably keep the heading though. Woo, happy Friday, everybody. Upgraded setup. And then my setup, which again, right, this is like, needs to be updated. I'm not using the cloud lifter anymore, for example. Or am I? I'm not. I don't need it. So this is good. I'll just copy this link and then know that whenever I update my gift guides, whenever I update my kits, my gift guides get updated automatically. Wonderful. All right. And boom. My kit. Get rid of this. This feels a little obnoxious. I was trying something last year, you know? Okay. And let's change this row color to black too. I don't need so many colors here. Last updated October 2020. Okay. I'll probably give this a once over one more time before I actually do the episode, but we're going to hit publish on this bad boy. It's live now. You may have to clear your cache to see it. And then I'll go to the gift guides page and I will change this to updated October 2020. So that's my process for updating my gift guides. My gift guides, again, good content. They do affiliate income really well. That's worth me putting the time into it, especially when I do the episode too. So I'm happy because I love recommending products. I get questions about products a lot. And now I have a central place to send people for these recommendations. They can see what I'm using or what I recommend for them. And I generate a little extra income around the holidays, which is always good. So I haven't seen any questions come in. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you are watching the replay later and you have questions, drop them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. But that's it for now. Until next time. Get out there and build something.